What's going on, everybody? My name is Kion Rose. You listen to Local Vibes.
Thank you so much, Kion Rose, for joining us in the studio today. Your set was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And you performed Maybe I Love You, Hands Off You, and Off of Me, which were all released on your recent album, Seasons.
Yeah.
And these songs have garnered mainstream and underground appeal, not only within the Twin Cities, but around the world as well. After the release of this project, where has your music career taken you so far?
Well, I hope it take me, what I'm saying, to the point where, I don't gotta work a day job no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope that, the reception I've gotten on this album is greater than I even imagined. It was really, for me, one of those projects where it's like just therapeutic for me to let out. I knew, people knew about some of the songs on it pre-release, and I knew they liked them. So, I tried my best to make every song compete with each other, so it was hard for people to pick a favorite. But when I let it out, I'm just like, okay, I'm done with this. Now I can move on to more fun stuff because it's a very sad, chill, slow album, and I want to party now. So I let it out, and I've been getting mad love from this stuff. Talking about this is no skips. It's hard for people to choose a favorite. So I know that there are particular songs on this project that like could really do numbers, do something for me. So I hope that once we kick the marketing off, that it can get to the ears of people of influence, people of authority, and really take me to that next step, that next level that I've been looking for.
Yeah, I think so too. And just looking at the numbers you have already done with this album, and they're nothing to laugh at. They've been doing really, really well on Spotify, on iTunes. But we'll get more into that
Yeah,
as the interview goes. But
yeah.
let's just take a look back at the beginning of your artistic career. You were born in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Mhm.
And when was your first experience entering the studio and creating music of your own?
2017.
2017. So this is recent.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
yeah.
really crazy.
So the thing about me is I've always been mad shy,
Hmm.
mad insecure. I feel like I could have been doing music since high school because I always felt like I could write. When it comes to like English class and like they made you write poetry sometimes. Poetry always. I never dreaded doing poetry. Like I dreaded math and reading and things like that. But poetry was something I always never complained about. So I always felt like I could write, but never had the confidence to record because I was afraid to be judged by the outside world. It wasn't until 2017, graduated college, started doing, the career I went to school for. I'm like, this is whack. Like, I don't like this. This is boring. And then people around me started doing music on their own. People I've known my whole life. So I'm like, if I'm going to do this, it's going to be now. Because if I can't do it in front of people I grew up with, I can't do it in front of anybody. So 2017, I went into my boy's studio. Can't even tell you what I recorded, but oh, you know what's crazy?
Hmm.
No, that's not true. My first recording, it was during college. I recorded this 8 minute song about police brutality. It was terrible. It was trash. It was so bad.
Really?
I didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
It didn't come out how it is in my head. But like when I started doing it consistently, that was 2017, post college. So ever since then, I've been here. This is what I do now, and I claim it. I claim it fully, and I'm here till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
So
No, it's really good, and it's really interesting to see how far, you've come within a very short amount of time too.
mm,
Because that was very surprising. Because the way your music sounds, it sounds like you've been putting in all this work for way more time. But to hear that
oh,
you
really?
only started in 2017 is crazy. It really is crazy.
Thank you.
Um, but were there any specific lyricists that helped you break out of this shell? You mentioned being insecure about X, Y, and Z, but were there any rappers or people that really helped you break out?
Jermaine Lamar Cole
Mm.
is the reason I do music.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for music until I heard his. So that I'll never forget this. 10th grade, he dropped Born Sinner, and my friend Zechariah was really onto him. And we were just sitting in his car listening to the music, and it's like, this is the first time, like, I felt something inside of my body that was coming from music. I'm like, this is crazy. Ever since then, I've been on it. So I draw inspiration from a lot of people. Although J. Cole was the one that made me, step, behind the microphone. I draw from Eminem. I draw from Kendrick. I draw from Chris Brown. I draw from Tory Lanez. Just feel like I'm a hybrid of all those guys, for real.
Yeah.
Joyner Lucas. But yeah.
Cool. And over time, you've improved your singing voice and your ability to perform in multiple genres. So what genres have you enjoyed exploring the most? And what are some other genres that you would like to check out more?
So I primarily do hip hop, R&B, and Afro beats, pretty much in that order. Shout out to Obi Original for putting me onto Afro beats as heavily as he has. I don't think I enjoy one more than the other, but they are all different creative processes. If I'm rapping, I'm doing hip hop, I'm going to write my lyrics word for word before I record it. It's just how I do it. When it comes to R&B and Afro beats or anything that requires me singing, I tend to write after it's already been recorded.
Yeah.
So I just kind of do the melody in the microphone and then put words to it after, unless the words stand out like right then and there, which happens maybe half the time. But I just enjoy being in the studio. Gotten to the point where I'm able to engineer myself, which I find a lot of joy in. I think it's really fun making things sound the way that they sound and knowing that you are the reason it sounds that way.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. But yeah, you said something about other genres I'm looking into.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I feel like I have a country song in mind.
Really?
But not like hard country, not like take me back to Texas type of country. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I have a hook in my head. There's no beat, but it sounds. The reference track would be like a country song from like Shania Twain.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I'm not a country artist. But the
Why
beat
not?
would sound very country like.
Yeah.
So when I'm ready to make that song, it's gonna be the closest thing to country I've done. I would probably ever do. So.
Yeah. Well, let me know when you do end up doing that, because it is something I'm wanting to hear. So
I will.
And in 2022, you and Obi Original worked heavily alongside each other to release the project Melindigo. And like yourself, Obi Original also has very deep Nigerian roots. So do you find yourself most frequently collaborating with other artists that have the same cultural heritage as yourself?
It's not a thing where it's like I frequently work with Afrobeats artists. I honestly work with whoever wants to work with me at this point. It doesn't matter what genre, who they are. If they want to work with me, I work with them, because I take pride in my versatility. I know there's a lot of versatile artists out there that you wouldn't know are versatile because they chose a lane and stuck to it. I have a problem sticking to one because I just get bored with one after a while, so I just do something else. But I feel like I celebrate my own versatility, right? Whatever the beat calls for is what I feel like I do. So it doesn't matter where the artist's from, what the artists do. If they want to work with me, we can make something work. Yeah. That's what I stand on. So I just like making music. I don't care what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna sound bad. So.
Are there any artists you have your eyes on right now from the Twin Cities that you'd like to work with in the future?
It's a lot. I want to work with Ricky Monique. For sure. I want to work with Jay Plaza. Jay Plaza. Sorry, I want to work with him.
Yeah.
I think he's dope. I still need a song with Bakari and Summer of Ozone Creations because they've been dodging me. So
Really?
whatever, superstar status is fine. I'll get there one day, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Get their autograph and stuff. But yeah.
No, yeah. And you've also stated that you want to be this vehicle of inspiration for other artists around the Twin Cities. And other than bringing them into the studio and collaborating with one another, what are some other ways that you've been assisting these artists throughout Minneapolis and St. Paul, whether it be lyrically or helping them produce their own music?
I try to make a great effort to encourage the self-doubters. I'm very big on the how I said in the beginning, where it's like I used to be very insecure, like I could have been doing this 10 years ago and I was just too scared to. And I feel like there's no way I'm the only one that feels that way. So if it's not music related, I just make sure that my story is heard. For the ones that relate, they can hear me, see where I am, feel inspiration through that. I know people tell me their story of when they're close to the edge, close to giving up, and I make sure that they don't, because you never know when that time's gonna come. But if we're talking about studio wise, like you said, lyrically or something like that, I have been asked to co-write a few times, whether it's like actual lyrics or a melody or two. I have been asked to mix some songs. I only mix myself right now, but I think with 2024 coming, I think I'm gonna expand and try to help other people with their sound. But I've always been, I don't know if it's overly optimistic or just always been a dreamer. Like, I feel like there's no reason we all can't be there. I feel like there's no reason to quit unless it really slaps you in the face like you shouldn't be doing this for real. I haven't had that moment yet, and that's why I'm still here. And I feel like a lot of people quit prematurely because they're impatient. And I'm very impatient myself. I've really had to try hard to, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You grind and you pray and you keep going. So I encourage everybody, even if it's not music, whatever you feel like you're called to do, if you feel like you're called to be greater than a 9-to-5, what they program us to be in school, just go out and do that thing, because there's no way I'm meant to be here and work till I'm 65 to just die. That's insane to me. I need to enjoy this life, and to where I am right now, I'm enjoying it. So,
yeah. And do you find that's a pretty common issue that most artists have to deal with, being impatient with progress?
Yeah, because we all want it right now, yesterday. And even with me, I just feel like, I'm getting a little old, Back be feeling away and everything. I'm trying to enjoy this life while I'm young, this full-time music career thing. So even someone as impatient as me, I have no choice but to wait. You work while you wait, but you wait at the same time. So that's what I live by.
Yeah, it's really important thing to keep referring to. Yeah. So, in addition to your hit single "I'm on the Way," surpassing 1 million streams on Spotify, peaking at number 45 on the iTunes chart in Switzerland for hip hop, and getting the attention of A&R executives at Liberty Music, how are you intending to continue captivating audiences around the globe?
Keep working, keep releasing music. I personally would like to increase the pace in which I release the music. I've noticed this year. It's a big no-no for me. I've only dropped twice this year, one in March and one in October. I'm like, that's not good. I want to up the pace. I used to be very anal about marketing to the point where it's like I'm not doing anything unless everything is away and I have a plan and XYZ. And now I'm much more lax and just like, you know what, I just want it out and I'm going to figure it out. I think, obviously marketing is important, but I'm not so tight about it where it's like I'm not doing anything until this is done. It's important to get the content out so that when the blow up does happen, God willing, people have things to work with. And especially for this project, for me, which it was so personal that, I can't sit and wait for. I didn't want to chase perfection with this project, because when I do that, things tend to be delayed, and I take a very long time, and deadlines are not met. Deadlines that I set for myself are not met, and then I get upset, and then it's just like something that should be bringing me joy starts to stress me out, and nobody wants a stressed me around them, so I'm just going to continue to do what I do, release the music. I want to get into doing more performances. I feel like I don't do that enough. I'm looking at doing my first ever headlining show in January, February.
Nice.
So look out for that. And get back into collaborating, because I haven't done that in a while, because I've been so focused on doing solo music. I wanted to be known more for my solo tracks, because a lot of people know me for my collaborations.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to get more me out there. And when I go to perform, I always had to ask, like, can so-and-so perform with me? Because the songs that people know are the collaboration. So I just wanted more me out there. So I'm going to continue to do that, but continue to collab and just keep making good, high-quality music for real.
Yeah. Well, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Kion Rose.
Thank you for having me.
It was amazing. And keep listening to Radio K, Real College Radio.